I will never, ever allow the world to gaslight the experience of a beautiful woman. That Melina movie was literally top tier because that is the harsh reality of beauty. Now, today we're going to be talking about Miss Marilyn Monroe, and I'm going to be telling you guys, just little tips and tricks and just things to look out for as a beautiful woman, because the world is going to lie to you and tell you that what you're feeling is unwarranted. But unfortunately, there are some beautiful women like Marilyn Monroe who simply cannot take it anymore. And unfortunately, they leave the land of the living because the pressure, the depression is too much, and they run to substances to escape. So let's get into it. Now, don't start gaslighting, okay? Don't start gaslighting in the comment section, because I'm going to drop some gems here about the harsh truths of being an attractive woman in society. And the topic of discussion today is Marilyn Monroe, or the person of discussion is Marilyn Monroe. I'm going to be using a lot of examples from her life. Marilyn Monroe, Miss Norma Jean. I actually prefer Norma Jean. I love that name. It's so cute. But yes, Marilyn was born June 1st, a Gemini baby, 1926 in California. And unfortunately, she passed away August 4th, 1962 in Los Angeles, California at just 36 years old. Bummer. Losing your life at such a young age like that. Marilyn Monroe had it hard, okay? She wore it well, okay? She wore it well, okay? She did not show what she was going through. She didn't look like what she was going through. I'll tell you that. She is a staple. She is an icon. She'll never be an ex-con. She'll always be an icon, because even years later, people are still talking about her. So she will always be an icon, because that's how powerful her glamour was. That's how powerful her energy was. However, Marilyn Monroe was fighting a lot of demons. She was fighting a lot of demons. And unfortunately, the demons she was fighting won. In case you guys didn't know, Marilyn Monroe had a huge addiction problem. I mean, the girl was going through it. And I don't blame her as far as the way she was feeling, okay? The way that she was feeling, in my opinion, was in response to the pressure that many attractive women have to go through, especially when you are at that level of fame and fortune. It is times 20. Now, let's get into it. The harsh truths of being attractive. I'm not going to be holding back in this video. If you're sensitive, go ahead, X off the video. So today we're going to be talking about the harsh truths of being an attractive woman in society. The harsh truths, meaning not the cookie cutter things that you've been hearing. I mean, like the stuff that cuts deep. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. And the topic of discussion is also going to be Marilyn Monroe, also known as Norma Jean. Everybody knows Marilyn Monroe. She's an icon. She's an icon. She's been, she left the land of the living years ago. Until this day, she is still an icon, a beauty icon. She passed away at the unfortunate age of 36 years old. Marilyn was fighting a lot of demons, internal demons. Marilyn had a lot of depression. A lot of the symptoms that Marilyn Monroe was experiencing is actually what a lot of attractive women in society, that is what a lot of attractive women are going through internally. But they don't speak about it because people don't want to show their scars. You know what I mean? People don't want to show the painful, not so attractive parts of being attractive. Nobody wants to talk about it because you don't want to show your weakness, right? So the first thing, the harsh truth of being attractive is the uncertainty of truly being liked. I think that Marilyn Monroe was lusted after. I think she was lusted after. I think that she was idolized and put on a pedestal by most people. But do I think that people actually liked Marilyn as a person? No, I don't. And that brings me to the harsh truth that cuts deep, is the reality of this woman had a hyper depression problem. And although some depression is, medical, sometimes you just get treated like trash for years on end, and it starts to send you off the deep end, and you start developing depression issues. Not to mention the amount of evil eye she probably had on her when she's on the red carpets, when she's singing, when she's in front of the TV. It's a lot of evil eye. And if you're not protected, your spirit will also pick up on all of that. So she had a lot of depression. I don't really think she was loved. Based on the documentaries that I've watched, I don't really think she had people in her corner. I think she had people that lusted after her. I think she had people that idolized her. I think she had people that wanted to be cool with her because she's Marilyn Monroe, but that was basically it, right? There wasn't much support there. And that's another harsh truth about being an attractive woman, is the uncertainty of if people actually like you or not, okay? Because people see beauty as a token, right? People see beauty as, they see beauty as a diamond. So you're kind of objectified by people, idolized and objectified, but you're not really supported and loved. So when somebody's an attractive woman, a harsh truth about that is, do people actually like you? Or do people just like watching you because you're beautiful? Do people just like being around you because you can get them into certain clubs and you can get them into certain parties? Like, you never really know the reality as to why the person is around you. You have that uncertainty. People putting you on a pedestal to eventually knock you off of it. A major harsh truth of being attractive. People purposefully put you on a mountaintop to push you off so you can fall when you turn your back. Okay, so when it comes to Marilyn Monroe, she was put on a pedestal, but I feel like she was given these roles so that these jealous directors can get proximity to her to practice their misogyny on her. And if you watch a lot of her documentaries, if you do a lot of research on her, a lot of these directors on set, more of them gave her a hard time than they didn't give her a hard time, because they were such misogynists and they were so jealous of her. And a good example of this is, all right, here's another harsh truth. Are you guys ready for this? Please swallow a good 3 times before I say this. The harsh truth is, if a woman is an attractive woman, most of your opportunities are not going to come from other women, right? Most of your opportunities are not going to come from women. Women are not going to give you an opportunity. They are not going to mention your name in certain rooms. They are not going to give you the promotion at work. Your opportunities, 9 times out of 10, are not going to come from women. You have to 1,000% accept that, and 1,000% get comfortable with the fact that if you are an attractive woman, majority of your opportunities will not be handed to you from other women. Let's praise men. No. Now I'm going to give you the other harsh part of that. A lot of your opportunities are going to come from men, but guess what? There's always going to be a string attached to it. It's a trap. Because if you're an attractive woman, your opportunities most likely are not going to come from women. We know that. It's going to come from men, but they're always going to want something more. It's always going to turn into something sexual. And if you don't give that more that man is desiring from you, it's going to backfire. So you kind of lose with either gender, but at least if you really want the opportunity, the man will 1,000% give it to you. And maybe there's a small chance that maybe he won't desire to sleep with you, but 9 times out of 10, he's going to want to. And if you don't give it to him, it is going to turn hostile. So people put you on a pedestal to eventually knock you off. With Marilyn Monroe, she got a lot of these major roles. She fought to get these major roles because she was a lot more than a pretty face. However, when she got on set, a lot of the directors were pretty hostile towards her. The male directors, The same male directors that were attracted to her and searching all over different states to get her to appear in their films because of her beauty, right? When you're a beautiful, attractive woman, people want to use you, right? It's not necessarily about that they actually like you. A lot of people, they want to use you. So it's like, oh, she's very pretty. She's a sex symbol. We want her to be on our film. We don't actually like her. We don't value her craft. We don't value what she has to say, but she is a sex symbol. And we'll get a lot of ratings from having her on our set. So when she would get on their sets and these people would see how beautiful Marilyn Monroe was in person and how powerful and beautiful and hot and sensual and intelligent and talented she was in person, that is where the envy and jealousy came in, because they realized she's not just that pretty girl we saw in the magazine. This girl actually knows her stuff. So now the directors turned into hardcore misogynists and started treating her terribly on set, one, out of jealousy, and two, because they probably did not have the opportunity to have intercourse with Miss Marilyn. So a lot of times that's also the downsides and the harsh truths of being attractive. I've had men completely try to annihilate me when they tried to sleep with me and they didn't get the time of day to even take it there. They would automatically flip the script on me and try to destroy me in whichever possible way that they could. That's why, yes, opportunities will come from men, but don't take it as some praise, because if you don't give that man what he wants as an attractive woman, sometimes the tables will turn. Okay, and then we have to talk about harsh truths of being attractive, the unwarranted intimidation. We all know people just hate you without cause, right? People view your beauty as a slight and an offense to them. They are automatically intimidated. I have been to places where I'll go to the supermarket, I'll go to the grocery store. Even the woman that is bagging my groceries is like slamming the bags in the cart. Like she's slamming them. And it's like, where is this hostility coming from? I didn't do anything but just sit here and exist. And I'm dealing with this angry person in front of me. So harsh truths of being an attractive woman is people are just intimidated by you right off the bat. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. That is just how they feel about you. It's unwarranted intimidation. Okay. And then, of course, men hypersexualize and objectify you. So with Marilyn, I'm not going to go too much into detail. I think it's alleged, but I do think that Marilyn had to sleep with certain men that she didn't want in order to get certain opportunities. Because of her beauty, they already had the ideal that they can get the opportunity to sleep with her if they have an opportunity that she needs. One of the documentaries that I watched about Miss Marilyn, her famous photos where she was naked, wrapped up in the red silk, she originally did not plan on doing that photo session naked. That was not her plan. But when she got there, the photographer was like, hey, get naked and I'll make sure that this magazine is all over the site. So when you're an attractive woman, you are already hypersexualized. People are already looking for an opportunity to sexualize you and objectify you, right? I think I've had something. When did that happen to me? I think there was a time when I told you guys I had my run as a video girl, right? I was doing a video session, photo session. This was years ago when I was in college. And I remember one of the guys asking me to take my top off. And I'm like, I wasn't told that this was going to have to be something topless. I was told that this was a bikini photo session for someone's bikini line that was going to be a part of this music video, their bikini line. I didn't know. And then when I saw that he was trying to pressure me into taking a topless pic with just my arm around my breast, I was like, oh no. And I just packed up my stuff and I left because that was not what I agreed to. So when you're an attractive woman, people are going to try to hypersexualize or objectify you for opportunities that they know that you need. So for Marilyn, I do feel like she had to sleep with certain men, allegedly, and she had to take certain photos that she probably did not want to take because she needed those opportunities. Now, she had a hard knock life. Her mother was in a mental asylum for years, and she was in foster care, and she had to live with abusive family members. Why did Marilyn Monroe's family members, why were they so abusive? Because she was beautiful. When you're a beautiful woman, people treat you badly. And the first people that are going to do it is going to be family. Jealous aunts, jealous uncles, jealous mothers, envious fathers. You will get beat down by the people in your own home. And then unfortunately, you're going to have to be doing, some of the things that Marilyn had to do to get to the top because she had to eat. She had to find a way to pay her rent, right? So no judgment to her at all. But one of the harsh truths of being an attractive woman is you will be hypersexualized. And next to that is women want to destroy you for no reason. No reason at all. Women will want your head on a platter like John the Baptist. And you're never going to understand why. Now, when it comes to Marilyn, based on her documentaries and things that I've seen, I don't really think Marilyn really had friends. I think that she had more associates and more of people where you'll spot her with those women because it looks good on the papers. It looks good on magazines. It looks good on the red carpet, right? But I don't think there was any depth to her friendships. One thing I will say, that's another harsh truth of being an attractive woman, is the lack of true, deep, genuine friendships. Because there's a part of you that desires that, but then there's a part of you that wants to protect yourself from exploitation, being exploited, and things like that. So you kind of always have to keep your friendships very just kiddie pool, surface level in order to protect yourself. And then, you're afraid to show your intelligence due to an increase of intimidation. So a harsh truth is when a woman is attractive, people are already intimidated by you, right? People already feel some type of way about you. Now, sometimes you feel like you can't open up your mouth and show people how intelligent you are because it's just going to make the hostility worse. That's a problem that I used to go through in the past where I would gatekeep my intelligence. I would act dumb. Like I would play dumb and act like I didn't know how to do certain things and act like I didn't know about certain topics or certain subjects, especially in corporate settings, because I didn't want the hostility to be worse if I truly showed these people that I'm actually really freaking smart. I didn't want them to find that out because I didn't want to lose my job. So I always had to dumb myself down or act like I didn't know what was going on, or even worse, I had to underperform a lot, because if I performed at the capacity that I know I could, I know that the hostility would be even worse. Because when it comes to work, I can honestly say that I cannot be outworked. It's impossible. I can't be outworked. When I work and I put my mind to something, it's a wrap for everyone because I'm going to work. And I don't care if I'm there all night on 20 minutes of sleep, I'm going to work. And unfortunately, I couldn't bring that energy to workplace settings because it was already hostility due to attraction. So it was only going to get worse. So it was hard. It was hard because I could not show my intelligence. I could not show it because there was already hostility just based off of me. So if I showed my intelligence, I knew it was going to be much worse. Marilyn Monroe, a lot of the directors didn't like working with her sometimes because she knew how she wanted things to go, right? She knew what she was capable of. She knew her acting skills, and they just didn't expect her to know her craft. They wanted her to just be this pretty sex symbol, smile, laugh, dance, and shut up. That's what they wanted from her, to objectify her. But then when they would see that she was talented and passionate about her craft, that's when they started to get pissed off at her. And that's the harsh truth of being an attractive woman, is you can be just that attractive. You cannot open your mouth and also know your stuff at the same time. In addition to that, we have the harassment and stalking. Okay, the harsh truth is when you're an attractive woman, you get harassed and stalked by both men and women. I have women harass me. I have women watch me off fake pages. I have women who check my page every single day who cannot stand me, sending me emails, sending me threats and emails. Like, I have to deal with that side of things. And then I have to deal with men who are literally knowing I'm off market, but also being off market, still trying to pursue me. Why? Because they want to see me in a negative situation, meaning they want who they're with to come at me, right? Because we know women will always attack the attractive woman, even if she's innocent. It's a lot of drama that tries to follow the attractive woman. With Marilyn Monroe, I don't know if it's true. This is all alleged, but I heard that when she passed away, people did you know what and took turns. That's what I heard, because they were trying to harvest some of her energy. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. We have people have locks of Marilyn Monroe's hair and they're channeling it. Like, that's how powerful this woman was, in addition to her beauty. So this being stalked by people, being harassed, that is something that beautiful women will have to deal with. There's always some weird chick that's obsessed with you. There's some weird chick that's trying to destiny swap with you that you probably have never had a verbal conversation with. There's some weird man who's either single, married, or in a relationship who is fantasizing about you and making fake pages to comment negative things because you rejected him in your past. It's always something, okay? The harassment and the stalking. And then not only that, you have to deal with the fact that, your lack of opportunities. You have to fight for opportunities. I think one of the biggest struggles for attractive women is people will give you opportunities just to snatch them from you, because they want to see your face when they want to see you panic, right? They want to see you in a situation where you are worried, right? They want to see you in a situation where you are sad and disappointed. That's what they want. So they'll give you an opportunity just to snatch it back. And that's why, for example, for me, that's why I work so hard, because I don't want anyone to turn me into their puppet or their laughing stock or their joke of the year. And that is what people do to attractive women. They want to make you the joke of the year. They want to give you opportunities and then snatch it from you so everybody can laugh at you. It's a lot of humiliation rituals that also happens to beautiful women. Now, Marilyn Monroe, in my opinion, I believe she was forced into doing a lot of things that she did not want to do, but she needed to do them for the sake of money. She was a very depressed woman. She was addicted to pills, addicted to substances, strung out on the alcohol. I mean, class, don't forget to be there. We have self-mastery and manifestation. Yes. In order to stop living the life that does not belong to you, you have to put in the work to live the life that does belong to you. In this class, we're going to talk about mastering yourself, of course, mastering your characteristics, changing your mind, and doing what you need to do to manifest your 4D into your 3D. If you don't know the difference between 4D and 3D, Google it. But we're also going to talk about how to get your manifestations right here, right now to this dimension so you can move your life forward. Also, divestor pathway. Come on. Which one of you guys are ready to leave the past behind, leave your old group of friends behind, leave your toxic family behind, and do what's necessary to create the life that you desire? Divesting can be scary for people because you're basically starting everything by yourself and you're leaving everybody behind. So you're going to go through life by yourself, at least for the start of it, but it's okay. This class is going to give you the tools and really the resources on how to navigate starting an entire brand new life away from your toxic family and environment. Don't forget to sign up.